Hi everybody, James here speaking. Today is on to Thursday, which means here's today is the Retro Wonder flashback. And here's what I have to drawing, and this is the pretty artworks, concept art. This actually the concept art, the character designs called what I would call the Peni-Parker from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. You remember that animated movie is called Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? That one, the sequel called the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And I was assuming it, and I made it concept art. And I've been made to spread the old art in the old art revisions sketches before. So. And I've had to check seeing this. As a result, it's kind of hard color, but it doesn't look good. And I'll have to keep carrying it with this old one the sketches, and before I would turn with the soft one sketch. I barely had to think or remember that times before. So also, I would barely remember that time that I was just I was just thinking as I'm not thinking with the remember the barely time with this with a Peni-Parker. So, and I've been usually drawing with the Peni-Parker that met with James Media, Who Framed Mickey, Gouger Life series. This character was based on the Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse. I usually contacted her online and doing so. I wasn't thinking to it, and I've not been thinking as I barely remembered from the passage of time. Oh yeah, so let me got it to talk straight into it, and I'm not really sure to have to along the backstory though. So yeah. Let's get to talking about that. How am I feeling likely with the favorite Spider-Man character, Spider-Verse, the Peni-Parker? So, yeah, let's get this talking straight into it, okay? Way back in 2010's decades, in 2018, I happened to watch the Spider-Man's movies and animated film, and one of the new Spider-Man animated film came out called the Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse. I've been to watch these videos before that the Peni-Parker that introduced herself on streams to the first installment of Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse as well. And after I have been watched the Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse, that the movie itself is a very good animated. And of course it's in 2019 I became at the young adulthood state, and I'm turned 20. Before the pandemic begins, the plagues of the coronavirus has spread around the world, and I've been long tripping at going into outside and elsewhere, performing with the disabilities that have the high functional autism, learning disabilities, LD, the children. And one of it in an encounters that it discovery is that with the young face of the familiar to the young adulthood, a young adult woman to the familiar, with the images of the Peni-Parker. So that's what I call her the Peni-Parker. So I usually have to call it the character names of the Peni-Parker based on the Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse. And I like to lead that to this Peni-Parker to the images that look like the Japanese high school girl from a Japanese Spider-Man universe. And I start drawing to the concept art to her, and it was where I did predictions that I re- prediction from the past that a while ago. And it is where the pandemic begins from the 2020s and decades. That is years later, so they still have the young adulthood state. There's a fortunate, the girl that discovered the virtual YouTuber talent is discovered what I found. Something is incredible right here. Right here is this what I did called the Cosmo Galactic Mocha is alien elf minions, and she actually is an Asian girls. Is a current living in the United States. So I usually don't watch her to streaming on Twitch. Like I said, I've since before I've been turned to regular indie virtual YouTuber talents, the Mount King Studio, and the other ones, the other ones of the girls right here is the DJ Robotic Girls, and I usually same watch her Twitch before, and this is actual the concept art set. That's made it look like this, and yeah, this hard color sketch as a result it has to fill it up to the dirty the fingers right there, but it's all right. And I'll have to create the new sketch, the new ones. So things I decided to make this to the three girls with the Peni-Parker with alien elf minions and DJ Robotic Girl was alongside of it with the power trio, the band stuff like this, just like a power trio bands and musicians, like a 3-person. It was originally with the single until it just switched into like a trio, 3-person. But I had to try with the character designs with the looking so very familiar, familiar with this character design. This what I have to do based on her character from Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. Based on this, this one is the indie virtual YouTuber talent, their Twitch and YouTube, and also I made it look like this. That's why I made this before. That's why I would have made this before. But unfortunately, this hard color sketches it doesn't look good, and I'll have to redraw this new ones, the new colored sketches as stylish. But it's just trying to soft like this, not the hard sketch like that. It is soft like this, and I'll try to figure out with a traditional art. And I'm currently to still have remains the page before I bought this concept art, this anime art sketchbook like this. So I did believe it known. This is what I have to think I got barely remembered that time with the Peni-Parker. And how am I feeling with the Peni-Parker? Well, so that's what the question is. I really remember Peni-Parker. What I always just have to looking for online with the follow friends with the. So I try to make the speed paint videos this year, and I try to this digital traditional arts as well. So some other times I'll have to post this more statement to the speed paint videos, and yeah, and that's about it with this backstory, and not much as an extended talk. This is really tired. Hopefully do it. So I'll talk to you later. See ya.